Hey, greetings again from the Badlands of southern Utah near the Arizona state line. I'm at an elevation still of about 6,000 feet, and I was looking right now at a plant I didn't expect to see here, namely because I've never seen it growing specifically on sand dunes. This is Arctostaphylos patula, the green leaf manzanita. This is a member of the Ericaceae, the blueberry family, and it's quite common in Northern California, but like I said, I've just never seen it growing in pure fucking sand. It's pretty weird. Over there you could see you got the little inflorescence poking up of Eriogonum elatum. Probably my favorite buckwheat here. Let's see, is this guy, oh, he's done, I think he's just, oh, he's done flowering already maybe, huh? Look at those winged fruits. Look at that. Got a Pinus edulis getting buried right there in the sand. Just quite an incredible habitat. And again, all these dunes are just the product of the weathering of that Navajo sandstone. That 150 million year old sandstone got a nice member of the lily family here, a fritillaria capsule poking up. Probably Atropurpurea. But it could be variable. Maybe it could be one of the other ones too. You got some seeds in there? Maybe I'll spread the seeds around. So this guy's dormant. That bulb's still down there, but he's done for the year. You got little flaky seeds. But yeah, just, I mean, just, from standing back, it just looks like you're kind of boring Juniperus osteosperma Pinus edulis forest, but, hidden treasures await. Okay, ascending this sketchy hill composed of sandstone chunks that would be, again, roughly Jurassic in age, all breaking off and slowly weathering over the years. You can see you got your Gambel's oak right there, your Quercus gambelii, and your Juniperus osteosperma, blah, blah, all that shit, whatever. But we got a pretty interesting penstemon right here. This dainty little fucker. You can see that. Zygomorphic corollas. He's got the those fruits with the filaments on the end of them. Look at that, almost filamentous leaves, lanceolate leaves, but so narrow and tiny. What's the corolla look like? Oh yeah, a little bit of yellow in there. Look at it, it's a typical 5 lips. Penstemon, again, there's so many of them, it's easy to just take them for granted, but then you get fucking weird ones like this. Just a tiny little bastard. Look at that guy. Oh, there was a guy in there. There was a guy in there. I just bummed him out. Jake, why don't you do me a favor? Why don't you drink some water, huh? Hey, look, he's on hunger strike. Hey, come here, goddamn. What, you fucking got rabies? Come here. Fucking neurotic cattle dogs. Okay, anyway, I was taking a little break after getting to the top of this mesa because I want to show you a plant that's only known from 12 localities in the world. Unfortunately, the fucker ain't flowering, but the flowers are still on. They're just, toasted. But it's a pretty interesting goddamn plant. It's colloquially known as the breadroots in the genus Pediomelum. Let's go. Okay, now, according to the Barry Rabinowitz Center for Phytogeographical Studies, the question you got to ask with plants like this that are only known from a few localities is, are they just remnants of a formerly more widespread population, or did they just recently speciate and just have not had time to get dispersed yet? Okay, and that's a question you'd be asking yourself when you're looking at this little dainty fucker right here. Pediomelum periense, the breadroots. You can see the flowers got toasted. The fruits are already maturing in there. In those papery, still circled by those papery corollas. Well, yeah, so you can get. But look at the texture of that leaf. That is fucking. That's something else. Okay. And of course, on that axial surface, you got a nice layer of fine hairs, and relatively glabrous up top. Trifoliate leaves, like many members of the Faboideae subfamily of the pea family, Fabaceae. There you dick. And there's those flowers. Okay, you know, about a month late in getting to them. But you can see it's just there's another one. They got quite a few. Looks to be a pedicularis right there. Who knows what this is parasitizing? Probably the fucking pinion pines. Or is it penstemon again? And you can see you got some, appears to be some frost wedging on that soil. Limestone soil. Who doesn't love limestone? You can see they're just kind of scattered. Just scattered about. All populations lie within Kane County, Utah. It was an erotic county. Both erotic and neurotic. I'm just kidding. I actually have no idea. I shouldn't make fun of it, you know? But sometimes you just pretend you're narrating a book, you know? It was an erotic county, known for its abundance of Pizza Huts and kinky sex dungeons. I don't know why I go there. I always do that when I'm in Utah. I think it's just, you know, playing on any kind of, I think it's just funny, you know. I guess with people that are heavily religious, you always just got to assume there's some repression going on. Look at this soil, though. Jesus, fuck. It's just, you know, the frost has had its way with this. You also got some nice cryptobiotic crust right there. Huh? If you don't like those, you're a dick. I'm going to go ahead and just put that on the record right there. Okay? A union between a fungus and a lichen, or a fungus and an algae, excuse me, resulting in a lichen. I can't get over that color. That's the new color palette. When you go shoplift paint from Home Depot, you know? Home Depot not lost, and certainly don't hit your friendly neighborhood True Value, okay? Don't do that. Or your friendly neighborhood Ace. Those are small businesses. You only want the real filthy fucking villains, okay? What a gentle sway of the wind sounds nice and soothing. This soil is really fucked. This has really got to be hard to grow in. You know what I've been noticing, though, is that with almost every plant I've seen, save for one, they've got flowers that just abort. I've only seen one that had fruit on it, and now I can't find it again. So I'm just going to pace around until I goddamn do. Look at that. One flower out of 15 on this inflorescence has fruit on it. That's it. All right, well, there's the one flower that didn't abort. But, you know, I'd say 98% of the plants I've seen here, and I've probably counted 140, their flowers just dehisced. They never got pollinated. So maybe this thing, I don't know if it's not getting pollinated or if there's some sort of genetic defect where it's not able to mature into fruit. Most plants are just tend to be sterile or what. Could be a soil condition. We are in some rough limestone, but there you can see there's the tiny little bean. A tiny little bean. Flower's gone. It's just sitting in that calyx maturing. Okay, it is fucking hot. There's a seedling. I wonder if these are clonal too. Is that a seedling or is it the clone? Is it just sending out a runner? You guys are smart, unlike me. Got a nice Apomopsis. Polemoniaceae. Who doesn't love the polemons? Nice lacy foliage down there. Ooh. Just following an old elk trail, you could see. Look at the cryptobiotic steez going on. The cryptobiotic stelo. Pretty incredible. Nice penstemon right there. Nice opuntia. Oh, this is kind of weird. Looks like you got a milkweed. Possibly Asclepias asperula. The antelope horns. Well past flower, though. It is toasty as fuck. That does make sense. Nice evening primrose. One of the onogrades over there, Onograceae. Well, it's a little hot for me, so it's time to go back. It's approaching midday. So, that's all I got for you tonight. Go fuck yourself. Bye. This is interesting. Look at this. The soil here is obviously fucked, but you can see there's a plant that appears to be thriving on it. Just popping up everywhere. See, it's right here. Glabrous leaves, and here it is flowering. It's a member of the evening primrose family, Onograceae. And that is a goddamn flower, my friend. Look at that. Look at how I can't get over how waxy the leaves are. Not a single hair, which is odd for desert plants. Stamens have gone limp. These bloom at night, remember? And this guy's trying to check out what's going on. And but that style and stigma are still poking up. But yeah, that flower is just about finished. No other one's blooming though. But again, they bloom at night, so you know, I'm surprised that guy's still going. Now, when I say that the soil is fucked, what I actually mean to say is that the physical properties of this Jurassic Age limestone derived soil are such that it drastically expands and contracts in relation to the amount of moisture in the soil. So, you know, you mostly get these kind of vertisols in regions with very pronounced wet seasons and very pronounced dry seasons, which of course we would have here. You know, we're probably 5,300 feet up. During the winter, it's chilly, rather moist. The texture of the soil changes drastically versus what it is now when it's dried out. It's very chunky. It's kind of got that, gypsum does the same thing. It's kind of got that texture of, you know, someone made a bad batch of concrete. Very, very unpleasant to kneel down on, okay? So you've got that shrinking and expanding mixed with, oh, look at a horse shit. Maybe a donkey or something. That shrinking and expanding mixed with what I presume would be frost wedging here as well. You know, since it's a very cold winter in this area. But because the soil is so harsh, evolution being what it is, you get all these plants that have adapted to it. So you get basically a plant community that's adapted to this rather harsh limestone soil. Okay, so you can see on this exposure right here, this limestone is not weathered to the clay that it sometimes forms. And that clay is what, when you get those, that drastic shrinking and expanding in response to the moisture content. You can see you got this Eriogonum panguicense. This little buckwheat with a tiny inflorescence. Again, the Arctostaphylos patula. Juniperus osteosperma. You got your Persia right there. This looks like Persia tridentata, not Stansburiana. And a ponderosa pine that doesn't look too good, doesn't look too healthy. Another member of the sunflower family, the quite common out here, Hymenopapus filifolius. Look at those achenes, those single-seeded fruits. The entire little fruit right there, the entire seed covered in trichomes. You got a couple scales up top. There's the flowers. Uniseriate, not uniseriate phyllodes. They got maybe a couple. I know uniseriate phyllodes. Just looks like a little break down there. And you got a bunch of little tiny florets. And there you go. There's some nice clay. I'd love to see this in the winter, you know, before it snows. When it's just moist, soft, okay? It's noticeably different. I mean, this has got to be held to growing. The physical stress this has to put on plant roots. Okay? Calling all the edaphic endemism specialists and enthusiasts in the house over there. It's incredible how many people don't really think about how much geology directly influences evolution of plants and the distribution of plants. You know, you move off this this limestone to, say, some of the Navajo sandstone, the plant community changes immediately. And then you go to a similar limestone outcropping, maybe 20 miles away, you get the same plants, but they don't exist in between the two exposures of limestone. Look at this guy. Got a little member of the carrot family just poking out that little fissure in the soil, coming up under a rock. Maybe I should put that back. Looks like a Cymopterus perennial. It's got that root down there. Okay, notice no hairs. At least not that I can see, unless they're very tiny. No hairs on that leaf. Okay, he's just got a very waxy cuticle. Waxycuticles.com to keep all that moisture in. I don't know how they do it, but again, you get a couple inches below ground, it cools off drastically. Over here we got a Physaria, member of the Brassicaceae, with its little bag fruits. See the little bag fruits on there? Okay, these are pretty glaucous and hairy leaves. You can see that. A lot of Physarias in Utah. Got one more over here. Look at the leaves on there. Oh, yeah. Iridescent sheen. It's got an iridescent sheen. More of that Eriogonum penguicensis. Okay, it's hot. You know, I brought water with me this time. You know, I'm not a total jackass. It's like an Amelanchier rosaceae. Look at this soil. Oh my God. Look at this little Sespetos bastard. Forming a little mat. Boraginaceae looks like the family. Maybe an Oriocaria. I can't tell. The flowers are gone. Quite a few more of them, though. And here we got a little viola. Probably Viola charlestonense. Little heart-shaped leaf, just covered in tiny hairs poking out of that harsh and shitty limestone. I wonder how deep down you gotta go to get it to cool off a little bit. Well, I'm sticking my finger about 2 or 3 inches below the soil. It's still pretty hot, so, you know. Chalky green plants on a very chalky, dry soil. Euphorbia fendleri. Looks like an Asclepias, probably Asperula again. So there you go, Pediomelum periense again. Okay, the genus Pediomelum's in a P family Fabaceae. You got probably, I don't know, 30 species in it. You got the Pediomelum canescens, you know, on the East Coast, in the Southeast, and you get that in North Carolina, I believe. And then you got the, you know, Pediomelums all over, you know, in California. You got Pediomelum californicum. And, you know, some of them produce like a tuber-like edible root. And then others just have kind of a rather woody perennial taproot there. But this one, of course, again, is only known from 12 locations. Pretty rare. Okay? And it looks like something's been nibbling on it. What is that, a coyote shit or rabbit shit? I don't know. Anyway. Well, there you go. Endemic to Kane County, Utah. Look at that. Minor discrepancies to pay attention to in the evening primrose family. Does that stigma have 4 lobes to it, or is it club-shaped like this? Okay? Just to help you diagnose what genus you're looking at. Okay? Onotheras tend to have 4-lobed stigmas. This guy is pretty exquisite. And of course, when I say 4 lobes, it just looks like a cross. Like, you know, kind of like a little hand, but with 4 fingers. Like someone whacked it off. This guy's getting the goat tonight. this guy's finishing up. You know, it should be. Shit, he's closing up shop kind of late. It's fucking 95 degrees out right now. It's one of them juniper cicadas. This nice Eriogonum now. That's what I'm looking at. Somewhat cespitose, but then it sends up these tall inflorescences. So it's just a little mat of blue woolly leaves, like so many of them tend to be. There's so many goddamn Eriogonums. And then there's the inflorescence right there. About 20 tiny flowers. Oh, it's a little hot out. Not gonna lie. You know, got heat stroke a little bit ago. You know, luckily I got some Pedialyte. You always got to carry the Pedialyte. You know, it kind of feels like getting heat stroke. Kind of feels like being on cough syrup. It's not very nice. Just kind of disorienting. That's pretty nice though. And down on the sandy dunes, okay, we're still on those soils derived from the Navajo sandstone. You got Artemisia tridentata, you got your Perseus stansbergiana. We got a pretty interesting Ecmispon. Of course, it's a member of the pea family, Fabaceae. Look at those legumes developing. You got the 5 leaflets, kind of in a little fascicle right there. Okay, no petiole. And there's those flowers. This is a pretty common genus, but I have not seen this one before. And then over here we got the stunners to blow your mind. We got a species of penstemon, which is illustrious as hell. Look at that. Look at the pedicel for each flower. You got like an 1.5 inch long pedicel. Of course, opposite leaves like every penstemon. And you got them sky blue flowers. Enough to make you feel a little bit better for a day. Maybe 2. Contrasts nicely with that very hot, very hot and dry red sandy soil derived from those Navajo sandstones. Those Jurassic Age Navajo sandstones. Hey, look at it. You got hairy anthers. Okay, and then that little tongue-looking thing coming out, that's not the style. It's not the female part. It's the staminode. And in some species of penstemon, that thing is hairy too. That's why they call them the beard tongues. Okay, the style is actually, if you could see it, see right there, right in between those 2 hairy anthers. Okay, and you got the other 2 anthers just behind, just a little bit closer to the axis of the plant than those 2 ones that are protruding, those 2 anthers that are protruding out of the goddamn corolla right there. Penstemon flower morphology 101. Might as well get familiar with it. Is the staminode bearded or not? A question to ask whenever inspecting these delicate bastards. Delicate and so goddamn lovely. Okay, back on the soils of these Aeolian sands, you'd call them. Just, wind-blown sands derived from that Navajo sandstone. Got a handful of weeds on the roadside right here. You got a salsola. You got a brassica over there. But look at this stunning bastard, okay? Now, which family do you think this guy would be in? Look at those leaves. You got trifolia palmate leaves. Maybe it could be Fabaceae, okay? Maybe, but you look at those flowers, definitely not Fabaceae. Okay, this is Cleomaceae. You got 4 petals. And then if you can get close right there, get close to that flower right there, you could see that tiny little ovary, not pollinated yet, in the center of that flower. Okay? Remember, Cleomasia's got those little dangly ovaries. It's the bladder pod family. Brassicales is the order, okay? And that makes sense when you look at that cluster of buds. They look pretty brassicaceous, okay? Those kind of broccoli looking, all clustered together, tiny. This is probably a better example right here. All clustered together. Brassicales is the order. Cleomasiae is the family, okay? Okay, but it's got a lot of similarities with the brassicas, okay? The 4 petals, and again, those the physiology, the morphology rather, of those buds all grouped together in a cluster like that, looking like a little unopened broccoli florets. Okay, broccoli, of course, being a brassica. Cleomasiae tends to have those trifoliate palmate leaves as well. A lot of stunners in Cleomasiae, okay? Especially in the American West. Okay, we get bladder pod in California, in the deserts. You also get quite a few members of Cleomasiae in Texas. Beautiful plant. Look at this guy. This is a different species. And look, this ovary is drastically pronounced right there. See, it's taller than the goddamn stamens. Okay, but we have another 4-petaled flower. 4 petals, 6 stamens, yellow flower, and again, palmate leaves. But instead of being trifoliate, they're you got 5 right there. 5 leaflets. And then here's the other one. These guys ain't open yet.